15 Pro Max that fell off the back of a car going pretty fast, and the camera broke. Thought everything was fine, but the camera's broke, as you can tell. If you zoom out, it's okay, but anything past 1x, and it just gives you that funny looking color. So it definitely needs to be replaced. You're gonna need a Penelopę screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, some kind of pry tool. This is a Sesamo tool, works pretty good. This is a Y screwdriver, you'll need this as well. And then of course the back camera. I'll leave all link in the description for everything, and a heat gun. First thing you want to do is power off the phone. This is going to go pretty quick, so if you want to slow down the video, feel free to pause it. But there's 2 Penelopę screws at the bottom, you'll remove those. And then you're going to take a heat gun. You can use a hairdryer, but a heat gun is going to be way better. And this is going to take you a while. It took me about 20 minutes. This video is sped up, so take your time, but heat it, pry it, heat it, pry it, heat it, pry it. Just repeat the process, but take your time. So this is the most important part when you're heating the iPhone and then you're prying it, heat and prying. Make sure to take your time. If you damage the screen, it's going to cost you about $200. So go very slow, take your time. If you do playing cards to wedge, that's fine. Once you finally get the phone open, it's going to open like a book. And then there's going to be a little heat shield, and there's going to be 6 screws. And when you take out these screws, make sure you lay these screws down the exact way you're pulling them out. They are all different sizes, and this makes it a lot easier when you have to put this heat shield back, because you don't want to get long screw damage, which is basically just taking a screw that doesn't belong and putting it in its place. So make sure you put all the screws where they need to be. Always want to unplug the battery first. The battery's down here at the bottom. Once you do that, you can start pulling off the other 2 connections, which is your digitizer and your screen. But you don't have to use a finger now. You can use a little pry tool. I just use my fingers because it's the way I've always done it. Never had any issues. So I'm taking the new screen, or the new camera, and I'm just kind of laying it up there to see which way it goes in there, and it looks pretty simple. There's 3 screws. So I remove those 3 screws, and there's 3 connections as well. All of them are kind of all right there together. I just pried up those 3 connections, and this thing just came right off like nothing. I didn't think it was going to be this easy. I figured there was going to be more stuff, or more connections, or something I would have to do, but that's it. So put it back on, put my 3 screws back in, and once again, they are all different sizes as well. So make sure that you lay them out the same way you did the front screws. Put those 3 connections back on, connect the front of the screen into the phone, and you just want to make sure that the camera works. When I turned it on this time, the camera was not working. As you can see, the camera is actually grayed out. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research and see what I need to do, but it was just saying that the part was not an Apple genuine part, and I know that. But I know you can use parts because I fix screens all the time. So I had to figure out how to do what you had to do. So I Googled some stuff real quick and found out if you reset the phone, you do volume up, volume down, and then hold the button down, the power button down, you'll see your Apple symbol. When you do that, it resets the phone, and your camera kind of goes back to normal. But I wish I'd have known that earlier, because it took me about 30 minutes to figure that out. But that's really it. Camera's working fine. I did notice that I did break the front camera as well when I dropped this phone, so I'll be replacing the front camera on this one as well. But the back camera looks good, and I can actually record and take videos and stuff, so happy camper. But other than that, that's really it. You're just gonna put all the connections back. Well, we already put the connections. You're just gonna put the heat shield back on and put those 6 screws. Once again, make sure the screws are lined up the exact way that you pulled them out. And this video is sped up. It's just a quick video. I didn't want to waste anybody's time. Most of the time I like to watch a video all the way through before I go ahead and try the repair. But just remember, when you're using the heat gun, take your time. That's going to be the part that's going to be most important, because you do not want to break that screen, because it's quite pricey. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Thanks.